I was like, someone's going to say it. Oh, okay, I'm going to have to.
I need someone to say it every time. Okay, so I'll start again. I'm sure most of you know Louise, but for those who don't, Louise is going to talk to us about Doterra Oils. Louise does kinesiology, colonic irrigation, Reiki, am I right? Is it Reiki? And Mahani, divine healing. Have I missed anything out?
Reflexology.
Oh, reflexology, there you go. And cranio, don't you do cranial?
I don't do cranial, no.
Oh, you don't do cranial. I'll give you that anyway.
No,
no. And has a passion about oils and health. So we're very grateful for Louise coming along this evening to talk to us about the benefit of oils, your immune system and health overall. So I will pass over to Louise. And if everyone can mute, that would be great. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Sorry guys, just come on, here we go. Right, technology. We're on the go, almost anyway. Is it showing? There we go. Can you all see that okay? Great, lovely. So as Karen said, I'm going to talk to you this evening about doTERRA oils and about our immune system. So the oils themselves have actually, is it going to click over? Yeah, there we go, it's a bit slow. So essential oils, excuse the spelling mistake, I just noticed that. They've actually been around for 6,000 years. So that's when they were first documented. So they have actually been around for a very long time. And they are taken from different parts of the plant. So it can be the leaves, it can be the flowers, it can be the bark, stem. So it's taken from lots of different parts of the plant. And the essential oils are actually 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So they're very concentrated and so they're very potent. And essential oils have been used traditionally as a natural solution to our kind of more the drugs, chemicals that are used in for different things. And because they're very potent, then 1 drop of oil is the equivalent of 28 cups of tea. So you can just see how much you're getting just from 1 drop of oil. So in some ways, less is more with essential oils. And we're also documenting back to the 17th century in Europe. There was, when the Black Plague was sweeping through Europe, there were a band of thieves that were going through the houses of plague victims and were going in, touching the bodies and removing jewelry and gold without being affected by the Black Plague. And the king got to hear about this and wanted to know the secret recipe. And these thieves actually came from a family lineage of apothecaries who had a lot of healing knowledge to do with the oils or the essential oils in the plants. And so there is something called thieves' oil. And the king wanted to know the secret. So the oils had been blended together and the thieves would have put it on their skin previous to going into the houses, which would then protect them and give them immunity to the Black Plague. So the king got hold of this secret recipe and then had his whole family use that and actually was spared from the Black Plague. So there is documented evidence going back way back then. So essential oils basically have the same effects as on the plant as our blood does for us. And when we get cut, the blood comes out to the wound, which will then clean it, get rid of any bacteria, and will then allow for the tissue to regenerate. So essentially, the plant oil acts as a defense system, and they contain a lot of different nutrients, same way as our blood does. So trace minerals, vitamins, chemical constituents, and this gives the plant the ability to be able to stave off infestation, fight any infection, deal with any damage to cellular level, and can also help with any structural issues as well. So again, that is the same for when we use them, we get the benefits from these plants. And essential oils actually have the highest level of, or a very high level of oxygen. And when we use them, then that oxygen actually gets put into our body. And especially with health, the more oxygen we have in our body, the better health we have. As we probably all know, cancer obviously thrives in an anaerobic environment, which is a lot less oxygen. So when there's less oxygen in the body, we're more likely to have issues. Whereas the oxygen coming from the essential oils actually provide us with the ability to be able to detoxify the body, because oxygen comes into our body and will actually remove chemicals and toxins in the cells. So it does have a detoxifying effect on the body itself. Also, essential oils have the capacity to change our electrical frequency. We are electrical, everything around us is electrical. We are surrounded by electrical appliances, TV, radio, fridges, freezers, computers. They're everywhere. And the difference between us and electrical appliances is we have harmonic, coherent frequency, and the appliances operate at an incoherent, chaotic frequency, which therefore can have a negative impact on us. Our frequency is between 62 and 72 hertz. Essential oils range between 52 and 320 hertz. So that's a very high level of frequency that these essential oils contain. And because it's a living substance, then it actually allows it allows for the oils, when the oils infuse into us, we actually benefit from that, raising our frequency, which essentially means that we become much less inhospitable to pathogens. So again, it can act as a defense against pathogens that would actually quite like to come and reside in us if our frequency is low enough. So again, it's about our immunity, it's also about our frequency. So the oils really help with boosting our system from that respect. Okay. So, on. Technology, please work. Oh, good. Having a blip. Handy, isn't it?
I don't know Canva, so I can't advise you what to do with that.
Hang on a second.
Would it be worth changing the view and then doing it?
I'm going to just see if I can come out.
Will you try pressing escape? Will that take it out? I know it does on PowerPoint.
I am pressing escape.
Yeah, it's not doing anything.
No, of course. Right, sorry guys. Should I stop share for a second?
Yeah, stop sharing it. You know what you're talking about anyway, so.
No, but it's just nice to actually. Right, let's just share the screen and see if we just go back into it, whether we can get it to work. Great. Okay. All right. I'll have to do it freestyle without the rest of the slides, because for some reason I don't know why it's not working. Okay.
Louise, is it PDF or PowerPoint?
It's Canva.
Oh, I don't know that. Sorry.
No, I don't either.
Because PDF you scroll down, PowerPoint you just click onto the next page or escape.
Yeah. Well, I've been what I usually do is I press the arrow upward arrow and it's not working. So we'll have to go without. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
No worries.
You can download it as a PDF though, Louise, if you want, just in Canva. On the top right, you can save as. And if you go to PDF, then you can close Canva down and just show the PDF.
Well, it sounds like you're better at this than I am.
So it should be on the top right. There might be a little arrow pointing down and it might have save as.
Oh, look, here we go.
It's all right now. There you go.
You've done it.
Right, sorry. My bad at my end. Right, okay. So as I was saying earlier on with regard to the support from essential oils around our immune system, and essential oils do boost the immune system as well. It has over 400 compounds, and these compounds give them their medicinal qualities, as well as providing these different elements, which is reducing cortisol. So when we get stressed, cortisol is produced in the body, which lowers our immune system. And when if the essential oils have a protective mechanism to reduce that cortisol being produced, which then prevents our immune system being lowered. It also enhances phagocytosis. It's a big word, but it's essentially the little cells that come along and eat up the germs and bacteria. So again, supporting our immune system. And it does also reduce cytokines, and cytokines are a natural response to an infection, but we can, with too many cytokines in the body for too long, it produces inflammation. So it's kind of a temporary mechanism that comes in when we've got infection, but often we can have that running and it causes inflammation generally in the body. Yeah, is it working? Woohoo! Right, okay. So Doterra is the company that I use for the essential oils, and there are many different essential oils on the market, different companies, and the reason I use Doterra is because they actually guarantee the quality of the oils. There are oils that are on the market which that have got fillers and contaminants and just general things that we don't want in there. Whereas Doterra, when they first started, they brought in a standard to ensure that actually you were getting the potency and the purity of the oils, and they brought in the CPDG standard, which is basically that it's certified, pure, tested and of pure grade. So yeah, they just don't have any nasties in them, and Doterra say that not all oils are created equal. And the reason for that is because during the actual process of extracting the oil, so there's two types of processes. There's the steam distillation, which is where they use steam, which then as the steam carries the oil, it then cools, and the steam and the water and the oil separate. And if they don't monitor that closely, if there's too much heat or too much pressure, then you either don't get the potency or the actual oils become damaged. And damaged oils aren't really that healthy. I mean, I always think of it similar to sort of when oils become rancid or damaged. So it's a similar thing. You wouldn't want to be using them if they've become damaged. And they also use something called expression for citrus oils. And the citrus oils are cold oils. So therefore they're actually extracted under mechanical pressure. So, and again, they just like to closely monitor that to ensure that that process is kept within certain standards to keep the oil from being damaged. So Doterra oils can be described as potent, pure and safe to use. There's different ways that they recommend using the oils, and you can either use it in a diffuser, and this basically cleans the air. So it's quite good if you're wanting to keep the environment clean of viruses or germs. People have a diffuser that runs, and it just keeps anything from getting in the environment. You can also apply oils to the bottom of your feet. Your feet absorb a lot, so that's a nice place to put them, or you can put them in specific areas. I mean, for example, if you've got chesty cough or you're wanting to be able to breathe, clear breathing, you can put on your chest. You can also use oils to drop under your tongue, or you can put them in water. and you can also apply them to your skin. So this is On Guard. This is doTERRA's protective blend for the immune system. So this oil actually has various different essential oils in it. These ones are considered to be one of the, or some of the more potent oils for giving your system a boost. So you've got the orange, the clove, rosemary and cinnamon. And I mean, it does smell really lovely. If you're burning it in a diffuser, it is a really rather nice smell. So On Guard itself supports your health, it supports your immune system, and it also helps with the respiratory aspect when we ingest it. So it increases your antioxidant defences, which at this point in our season, we want to be protecting ourselves against free radicals, because our immune system does tend to be more affected by free radicals. So you can increase your antioxidants, then you're going to boost your immune system. As I say, it does smell really lovely, and actually some people do use it as a surface cleaner. So if you're wanting to get rid of germs and bugs or anything like that, you can actually use it as a surface cleaner as well. These are different ways. I mean, doTERRA do lots of different oils. I'm talking to you a little bit about the immune ones, but On Guard, as it is a blend, I've just put in some of the things that you can do in respect of actually using the oil. Some people will get little veggie capsules and actually add a couple of drops into a little capsule and take it. Or you can, as I said, you can use it as a surface cleaner. Some people put a couple of drops on sliced apples, and that's kind of a bit of an immune boosting snack. And then you can also combine it with coconut oil, and you can use it as a hand cleanser. And then obviously you can burn it in diffuser, which just clears any germs or unfriendly particles. So with regards to using On Guard, you can put 3 or 4 drops in a diffuser of your choice. If you're taking it internally, which you can, then you're diluting 1 drop into 4 fluid ounces of liquid. And if you're using it topically, so if you were putting it onto your chest, for example, then you could just put a drop or 2 into some oil, and you can put it onto your skin. So that's supporting your body. Obviously, there are plenty of oils that are immune boosting or support the immune system in one way or another. What I would say is, if you're diffusing, we've got over 800 million nerve endings in our nose, and oils kill most airborne microorganisms in the air. But you know, when we're taking them in through our nose, we're actually getting the benefit of it. So the diffusion is great. But the clove oil, I think, yeah, clove oil is there. That is particularly good because actually no bacteria, virus or fungi can live with clove oil, and it's used regularly in European hospitals apparently. So something that I learned the other day. But yes, it is one of the ones that is touted as nothing can actually live on it at all. Yeah, I think in regards to, if you do want to buy doTERRA oils, you can become a member of doTERRA, and you pay £24 to become a member, and then you will get a discount of 25% on all their oils. So it's just a good way of being able to get the oils at a slightly cheaper rate. I mean, I've got quite a lot of the different oils, and there are different ones. There's one called Breathe, which is also a blend, which is particularly good for sort of the respiratory side of things. So if you're feeling very bunged up, or you've got sort of, you know, a tight chest, then that's a nice one to use. So the membership gives you the ability to be able to access the oils at a cheaper rate, or you can buy through someone that you know that, like for example, I'm a distributor, so you could then I can just add them to an order, and then I can get them out to you. So just in terms of other things, I don't know if you want to know a little bit about other ones that are, so for example, basil and black pepper are ones also that boost your immune system. But you can get ones for sleep, you can get ones for digestion, you can get ones for headache, you can get ones for anxiety. There's a real range of different doTERRA oils that can help with all sorts of different issues. And when if you're using it on the skin, I would use coconut oil, because coconut oil is really well absorbed, and it generally tends to be well, it just moisturizes the skin as well. It also provides some of the saturated fats which are good for you. So well, the last thing I would say is if you're using citrus oils, then you just want to be aware that you don't want to be baking yourself in the sunshine, which this time of year we don't tend to do anyway. So yes, that is it. And if you've got any questions, feel free.
Thank you, Louise. That's really informative. I've written loads of stuff down.
Do you want me to stop my share?
If you stop your share, then people can ask questions. That'd be great. Okay. Who's got a question for Louise? Val. Yeah, go ahead, Val.
Go for it, Val.
Hello. So to use the oils in a diffuser, or let me rephrase the question. From what age is it safe to use oils on a child?
What, topically?
Yeah.
I mean, you can use oils from when children are sort of 3 or 4, but you always want to use carrier oils. So you would want to use like a coconut oil, and
Yes.
And really you would want to do, like, say for example, I mean, obviously coconut oil is solid in cold temperatures, but you really, the dosage is 10 drops of carrier to 1 drop oil, so that you need it. So it's a very small amount that you would use for little ones, especially because they're young skin, so it's sensitive. So you tend to go for the more sensitive side, which is 10 drops of carrier to 1 drop oil.
Okay, cool. And diffuser, you said how many drops?
So the drops are in a diffuser. You would want to be putting. I mean, you can put in as 3 or 4 different. Some people do a blend. And obviously, if you're using On Guard, you can put 2 or 3 drops in a diffuser. It's quite strong, so you don't need a massive amount.
Okay. And last question, is there any oil that you shouldn't mix with another one, or can you do pretty much whatever you want?
So there are some oils that you have to use with carrier oils, and there are some oils that you don't. So for example, some oils that you take internally, obviously you don't need to put a carrier oil with them, but carrier oils or ones that do need carrier oils are ones like cinnamon, clove, thyme, oregano. You would always want to use carrier oils with those because they're quite potent.
Okay.
Generally you can mix and match oils. It's just that if you've got a spicy oil, you wouldn't necessarily want to put it with a mint, because then it's just going to smell weird. So generally if you're going to do like a spice, then you would want to do that within that category, and then maybe the mint ones, like you've got spearmint, peppermint, you could blend those ones. So, or you wouldn't put, say, rose and mint together, or there's just so I mean, pretty much you can, but it's just you might not enjoy the smell quite so much.
Yeah, it's more common sense than anything else. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, thank you.
No worries.
Thanks, Val. Anyone else got a question, Louise? If not, then I'll hog it and jump in, as I always do. I've always got a question. So it's a case of picking which question. All the while you're going through that, I'm thinking, oh, that. So thinking about people I know and what they could benefit from. So my daughter's boyfriend has really bad psoriasis on his head, and nothing seems to sort it out. What would you advise for that sort of thing?
So there are different oils that you can use for skin issues. So if it's kind of like more rosacea type, then you could use lavender. You could try different ones. There's if it's a rash, you could use eucalyptus or tea tree. If it's irritated and itchy, you could try chamomile. You could perhaps try chamomile and lavender together, and also frankincense is good for blemishes. So
Okay.
any of those you could try.
Okay. He has it in his hair, it's, you know, and it sort of goes really flaky and itchy, which is
Kind of like psoriasis in his hair, do you think?
yeah, well, it seems like it looks like psoriasis. I mean, he does get it in other bits, but it's mainly in his hair. So
Is he allergic to the shampoo? Does he change his shampoo much?
well, Tasha got him onto something natural because he was using any old rubbish, as men do in general. So she got him on something natural that was meant to be good for that sort of thing. And it's not got worse, but it doesn't seem to be clearing completely. So he's not scratching as much, but it's still there.
Try to get some coconut oil, and you could try one or two of those different oils that I
Okay.
talked about. You might find
That oil.
that it helps. Lavender's quite soothing as well. So yeah, I mean, does he say it's itchy and irritated, or is it just literally kind of just flaking?
I think it can be itchy and it is flaking. I think since the shampoo's changed, it's not as itchy, but it's still there. So it's not just shampoo. Shampoo irritated it.
Right, okay.
I mean, it's probably something he's eating as well, but I don't think he's going to change what he's eating. So
Yeah, because I mean, I was going to say often the skin is the next biggest organ of elimination. So when the body's got something it doesn't like, it will
yeah,
attack skin. So
Yeah.
sometimes it is diet related, but you know, guys don't always want to address the diet thing. Quite happily.
no, she's tried that.
Yeah. maybe an oil, or a couple of different oils you could try and see
Yeah.
whether there's any difference with it.
Okay, thank you. That's really useful. Thank you. I've got On Guard, and mine's like with the roller on it.
Oh yeah.
And I tend to put it on my wrist. Is that a good place to put it?
Yeah, you can put it on your wrists. You can put it around your neck. You can put it on the back of your temples. You can put it on your feet. I mean, you know, you can put it anywhere really. Wrists and feet are very absorbable areas of the body.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I just sort of instinctively put it on my wrist. I didn't know where to put it, but I thought, oh, I'll put it there.
Yeah, and I mean, you could, if you wanted the smell of it, you could put it under your nose. I mean, sometimes if people are going into an environment where they feel like that, you know, you're kind of coming across other people that perhaps aren't so well, you can put it just underneath your nose, and that way you're basically breathing it in.
Yeah.
Market, or you know, somewhere where you might be in contact with people that might have, you know, germs or viruses going around. So yeah.
Okay. Everyone notices when I put On Guard, and I only put a little bit on my wrist, but everyone's like, what's that smell? It's really nice. So yeah.
But it just shows you that actually, because it's so potent, you only need a little bit.
Oh, you only need a little bit. Yeah, definitely. I think it'll last a long time. I've had it a while anyway. So anyone who is buying it, who hasn't bought it before, it lasts ages.
Oh, it does last ages. Yeah.
It's really good. Okay, anyone else got any questions for Pam? Go ahead.
Yeah, hi Louise. A bit of a random question. Are there any oils that you wouldn't put in a diffuser with pets in the house? Are there any oils that aren't good for pets?
Yeah, I mean, you do have to be a bit careful with pets, because you know, there are some oils that aren't so good. So for example, things like cinnamon, clove, mint, citrus, the wintergreen, which is I don't know whether it's from, is that a conifer? But that's a kind of a piney one. Tea tree, oregano. So there are a few. You've just got to be really careful. I mean, what I would say is if you put something in, if your pet's not coming into that room, then it's a sign that they don't like it. Equally, if you see them pouring at their face or their nose, then again, it's a sign that they're not liking it.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, cats and dogs, you do need to be a little bit careful, because they can't obviously tell us, or at least communicate with their voice. But yeah, you do have to watch it with animals around.
A lot of animals don't like citrus.
No, citrus is the citrus oils. Yeah, I think I said citrus, but you know, that does come under the umbrella of being careful around animals. They don't like it.
No. Thank you.
I would also just say that there are some oils that you wouldn't want to ingest internally. Things like rose, citronella, eucalyptus. There's one called black spruce, which is a type of pine you wouldn't want to ingest. And there's one called blue tansy, which again, so you wouldn't want to take those. Any of them that some you can apply neat, and they've got neat written on the bottle, which means that you can use them neat. Others will have diluted on them, so they need, or it says dilute, so that obviously means to dilute. But yeah, those ones you wouldn't want to be putting internally, but certainly be on guard. And there are a lot of different ones that you can take that, yeah, they do, as I say, they have that kind of oxygenating effect on the body, which just boosts your immune system.
Yeah, I never realised they did that.
Yeah.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Well, actually, in the olden cultures, they used to revere the essential oils as more valuable than gold because of the healing properties.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they had more sense then, didn't they?
And yet, in a way, essential oils, we think of essential oils as something that we go and enjoy when we have a nice massage.
Yeah, yeah.
And in fact, they can be a real sort of part of keeping our environment clean and healthy, but not full of chemicals, and obviously keeping our bodies to be the best we can be.
Well, the key is in essential, isn't it, really?
Yeah, well, that's it, essentially, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We all need them. So, yeah. Okay. Anyone else got any questions? Rosemary?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Can you overdo using essential oils in a diffuser? Because I have to say I really like having a diffuser on when I work from home. So can you overdo it?
Not really. I mean, if you're using sort of 2 or 3 drops at a time, no, not really at all. I mean, what I would say, if you start getting a headache, use your body. If you know what the signs are, if you start getting headachy, then I'd probably give it a break. But if you're using just a couple of drops at a time, it's fine. It's actually it's increasing the oxygen in the environment as well. So it's just generally giving your whole system a bit of a boost. But sometimes people can be sensitive. So if you start becoming sensitive to something, sometimes you can start getting headaches, or you might feel a bit nauseous. So if you notice that, then that's a time to think more, to give that a break. But yeah, I mean, they are lovely, the diffusers, having them in the room, having that lovely scent. And part of the compounds that give the medicinal properties are also what give the oils their specific fragrances.
Okay, thank you very much. I've had no bad effects or anything. I usually do it in the morning, so it was just to double check.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah.
Okay, anyone else got any questions for Louise?
Quick question from me, from Julia. I don't think you answered this before when you spoke about children. Are there any oils that you should not use on children that are sort of potentially dangerous on young children?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. I mean, I can double check. All I would say is that any oil that you use, you would always only use 1 drop, and you're using 10 drops a carrier.
Yes.
So you're diluting it down. No, I can't think of any specifically, Julia. I mean, it's more animals that are much more susceptible.
Okay.
But I can't think of it. But what I will do is I will double check it, and then Karen can put something up on the group.
Thank you. That would be helpful. I mean, only because we've got a young grandchild, but also one of my clients is a childminder, and she was wanting to use essential oils, and she asked me, and I did a bit of research, but when I looked online, there was all sorts of different conflicting bits of information there. Some saying this is wrong and that's wrong. And so I thought you might know a bit more definitively.
Yeah, Google can be one of those things that if you look for it, you can find it, and there's a lot of conflicting information. But I mean, not that I'm aware of, but I will double check it. But, I mean, I don't have children, so but it's something that I'll find out for you, Julia.
That's great, thanks.
What we'd also say is that you can use those, or you can use oils in cooking. So any of the ones that are kind of herb oils or spice oils, or some people use lemon in hot water. So if you haven't got an actual lemon, you can use the lemon oil. Yeah, you can just use it in your cooking as well.
So would you just use like one drop or a couple of drops if you were
Yeah,
cooking?
you only need, you literally, to be honest, what you would use is you actually use one of those toothpicks. So you just put a tiny amount on the end of a toothpick. Generally tends to be enough. You don't want to be kind of just going a bit mad with it, because they are very potent and they will end up overpowering to the point where it's not nice. So yeah, literally a toothpick, and you just put a drop on a toothpick, and then you can kind of make sure you're getting as the amount that gives it a flavour, but not overbearing and overpowering.
Okay. Going back to the children thing. So 2 of my granddaughters get cold sores. Is there something you can put on topically for that, or would it be more of a ingesting type thing?
So I mean, you could try clove oil.
Okay.
Because that tends to kill bacterial viruses.
Okay. So there again, you put 1 drop with 10 drops of a carrier.
Exactly, you would really dilute that down. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try that out. Okay. Anyone else got any questions for Louise? Caroline?
Sorry, could you just I know you've just said this, but my head's a bit fuzzy. I've lost my taste and smell, so I've been diffusing pine needle. Is that not good for dogs?
Do you know which one it is?
No, my nutritionalist dropped it off, so it's not.
Is it a blend?
No, it's a pure one.
So some pine is okay, other pine is not. So it just really depends on which one it is. Do you know what the brand is?
I could go and get it. I'll whiz down and get it.
Yeah, go and grab it.
Is that bad for dogs?
Say that again.
Is that bad for dogs?
Well, there's one called wintergreen, which is not good. There's a cypress and cedarwood, which are also from the pine family, and they're not going to be so good. So it just depends on what one it is, Caroline.
Okay, I'll go.
If you put it in the group, and then I will. If you let me know, yeah, and then I can let you know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I don't want to kill them as well.
I mean, has your dog had any kind of? Has he seen like not going into the room or pawing his face or anything like that?
No, they've been okay, but yesterday she had a little seizure. But I think that she picks up on anxiety. We've just had a bit of stress this weekend, so it could be that. It could be anything, but oh gosh, don't need to add to her stress.
Just doing 1 or 2 drops.
Yeah, just 2 drops really. I'm kind of putting it on topically. I didn't know you could ingest it, but I'd rather not, just in case.
Yeah. Just I mean, I would do topically or diffusing, unless you've got a specific one that you can ingest with the pine oils. Then I would do it topically or diffusing it.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other questions?
Just one.
Faye?
Yeah. Hi, Louise. Is there anything that's really good for like hair stimulation, like to stimulate hair growth?
Oh, there probably is. Yeah, there is, and I can't think what it is. I was reading. Do you know? Funnily enough, I was reading something just the other day about stimulating hair growth. I'll let me make a note of it and I'll come back to you. So we've got hair growth, children. What was the other one? Your pine oil. I can find it. I was reading something about it the other day. So there is something, but I can't think what it is off the top of my head.
Thank you.
So, for me, I do Indian head massage, and I always use a pure sesame oil, which is good for stimulation if you get into the follicles. I don't know about an essential oil, but obviously not a toasted sesame, so you smell like a wok. But yeah, if you get one of those, a really good one, that might help growth as well.
Thank you.
Sorry, Louise.
No, it's great. It's an oil, isn't it? So actually, yeah.
Learning a lot tonight about oils. I don't know a lot about oils, so it's really helpful. Anyone else got any more questions for Louise? No, we all done. Okay,
Thank you
fabulous.
for bearing with my technological issues.
They always come when you don't want them.
I know. Don't do this to me. But thank you for being such a lovely bunch.
Thanks, Louise. It was really, really helpful. Very informative. So yeah, it's definitely given me more insight into oils. I'm sure everybody. So yeah, really useful. I'll be looking those up.
And if any of you want any oils, then let me know, because I can always, you know, if you don't want to become a member, you don't have to. I can put an order in. I will be putting an order in. So if anyone does want any oils, then let me know, and I can put them in as an order that I'll be doing anyway.
Good, I was about to ask, so that's good.
Yes.
And of course, what we normally do, you know, the week of someone's talk, is anything you want to put in the group about what you're doing, put it in there for everyone, you know, including the oils, obviously. You know, if whatever you're doing and whatever, I don't know, if there's offers or whatever there's going on, just put it in there so people know.
So if you buy through me, you'll still get a discount. So you'll get it won't be at the retail price. It will be discounted. If you set up, if you become a member, then you'll get 25% off. So you'll get more off. But some people don't want to do that. You know, you don't have to. If you just want to do a one-off purchase, I can just order it for you. And then if you decide that you like it and you want to kind of continue, then you might want to then become a member, and that's £24, and then you can get your 25% discount. But I can order it for you, and then it won't be as much as the retail price. It will still be discounted, but I can put it up on the group if you want, Karen.
Yeah, do
say, you know, if what that is, and if people want, they can let me know.
yeah, then they can PM you and order things. Brilliant. Thank you. And Rosemary said thank you, Louise, enjoyed. Yeah, thank you very much. Really informative talk, and we're all going to go away and use essential oils for all these things. I'm going to be sticking mine under my nose. Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, and I need to speak to Suzanne about what's coming next in 2 weeks. We had an idea about something, but we'll let you know, and it depends on how many people are interested. So we'll put something in the group. I'll have a chat with her. But yeah, meanwhile, thank you, Louise, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Louise.
Thanks
Thanks
along tonight. Take
bye.
care.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks a
care.
lot.